unifying that.
App developers and so forth, and direct experience.
My name is Roland Wenlock, and I'm a filmmaker. I've been making films. Shall I just check it works? I've been a filmmaker for over 15 years, doing all sorts of things like films that go to festivals, Clermont-Ferrand, others like that, and then music videos for bands that get millions of views online, and then brand video, which gets less views because B2B is smaller. But a lot of experience doing video, and then in the last few years, because I'm also quite into tech, in the last few years I thought there's a bit of an issue around filmmaking, video making, and getting it done at speed, and that all the brands are trying to figure out how to do video much faster, lots of video, heaps of video, all the channels. So I've put together a software product called Whipster. Whipster, the WIP stands for work in progress, and a Whipster is somebody who just does a lot of work. And I view that any company's video strategy is constantly a work in progress. When a video is produced and finished, it's not over. You then have to publish it, and you have to analyze it, and you have to learn what went wrong, and then do it again, and do it again, and do it again. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is not my company or me. I'm going to talk to you about you guys and the future. This is something that is pretty true. So the concept of a media company is that they primarily monetize content first, and then everything else is secondary. And the idea of a brand being a media company is that they are not directly monetizing the content. They're monetizing through the content, but they're acting like a media company in terms of production and distribution. And that there's this concept of an always-on strategy. You go to anywhere, and a company that's doing well, they're there, and you like what they're doing. This is a remote control. It's been designed to look a little bit like an Apple product. But what it is the old idea of a TV channel, which is, a TV remote, which is channel 1, 2, 3, 4, and 600 other ones. And in the future, which pretty much starts today, what do you think the TV channels are now? Like when I click and they all change, what do you think they're going to be? They're all these things. So Twitter is a TV channel, Instagram is a TV channel, Facebook, and of course YouTube, which has just launched a literal TV channel. So that's how far it's gone. And what I mean by this is that this is like the feed, that your personalized Twitter feed is a TV channel. As you flick through, all the companies that are nailing it have a new video for you to see because you followed them and you're like, what's up? And you watch their video. So you go through Twitter, you get bored, and then you flick channels. Then you go to Facebook, and all its videos turn up, and you go to YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And so all of these new TV channels are getting more and more progressively filled with really interesting content by brands, because they're not getting filled by uninteresting stuff, because that doesn't go anywhere. So only the ones that are interesting actually get through. And the reason why they're filling it up is because people's attention is already there. In the past, you had to try and farm attention by just hoping that somebody was going to watch TV, and your TV ad might fit between the TV show that they might watch. Now you can hyper-target people on all of those platforms, get them as a subscriber to your channel or something like that, get them to follow you, and then that content will just keep turning up for them, and you've hyper-targeted it. So in some ways, every brand is a lifestyle brand, because you can create a lifestyle image that your company is portraying to the customer, whether it's B2C or B2B. Because you can hyper-target the buyer of your big rig truck. You can be a lifestyle brand that sells big rig trucks. It's pretty cool. Who knows Sephora? A few people? Yeah. Sephora, makeup brand, sells all sorts of things with makeup. And I just want to do a tiny case study on them. So they're one of our customers. They use our platform to do a ton of video. And before they were with us, they were doing 24 videos a year, and soon I'll tell you how many they're doing. And here's one of their TV channels, Instagram. So they have their own TV channel with 12.4 million people who've clicked, yes, I want more of your stuff. And tons of the things that they post, pretty much every 6 to 8 hours, they post a brand new, only for Instagram video that goes out and gets 1 million views and 872 comments. So that's that one. And they averagely get around 10% of their followers to watch a video and 10% of the watchers to do an action, which means that video is off the chain. It's off the chain, And so with that is that they don't give a goddamn about attribution. They don't go, oh, we need this link and the who's your what's it and the bit.ly and the who cares. They just go, if I can get 10%, everything else works. So simplify your life. That was my quick question to you a little bit, was in the madness of all the strings, how do we simplify? What I love is that Sephora just goes, don't worry about anything other than do at least 10% of our followers watch it, and do at least 10% of those people do something. Do they like it, make a comment, reply, share? And if they do, you know the business is happening because they're buying off you. And the key reason why they're buying off you is because they're spending time with you. I mean, if you are actively watching almost every video and you're actively making comments and sharing, why would you not buy from Sephora? Why the hell would you go to their competitor? Are you also doing that with the competitor? Maybe you buy from both, I don't know. Then they're also on YouTube. And the real key thing is that the content they do is not about themselves, it's about the experience their customer has by using their product, who their customer becomes by using the product. This is their YouTube channel. They're posting, I think it's 2 shows a week that they produce bespoke, which is things like how to put on makeup, how to look cool during Halloween, all those other things. And you know, this is like every couple of days a video comes out and it gets 35,000 views, 11,000 views, 7,000 views, which is great. And then when you look into all the information about it, the likes, the shares, the comments, 10%, 10%, 10%. And that's all they care about. There's no links to anything. They don't care about they went to the special promotion, any of that stuff. 855,000 subscribers. But the reason why I joined 1st Jan 2006 is that I need everyone to know that this doesn't just happen fast. True audience building takes a long time, so you have to get in there early. There's a saying about when is best to plant a tree. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is right now. So if you want to truly create an audience and grow them, and iteration is big, I'm going to come to that, then you just have to start as soon as possible and just get moving. So here's something which sadly looks a little bit like fallopian tubes. But what it is how people are going to buy your stuff, right? So maybe you have a daily video, and it's a vlog. Maybe you have little social bites, which are fun little things that are happening on all sorts of channels. And then maybe you have longer content, which is a how-to. Pretty much when we look at our customers, they're capturing people with the smaller stuff, the daily stuff, capturing people, then they're like, I like what's going on here, I like these people, I like what's up. I want to learn a little bit more about this thing. And then they go and watch a couple of how-tos, like, man, this is nice. And then they buy. I'm sorry I forgot the VR name, the guy who was talking about VR. Is he here? Jeremiah. So he was saying some great stuff about consideration cycles. You can have people spinning up on your blog and your social bites for a year before they come down and look at a how-to and then buy anything off you. But the chances of them, if they've been hanging out with you for a year, the chances is enormous that they will buy if they want to buy your stuff. So this is when I come to some numbers. Another customer of ours called Timing, who is a media company, they're doing 2,500 videos a year now. The platform is allowing them to move at incredible speed. They have pretty much the same team size when they were doing 700, and now with our platform, boom, 2,500. But they're a media company. They're like an actual media company. They monetize the content. Sephora, boom, 1,000 videos a year, not a media company. But this is how you compete now. You've got to be everywhere, and you've got to be constant. Which brings me to the content machine. In the background there, you can see the Industrial Revolution, which was pretty cool for some people. It was really good for people who sold gin, because people had a really tough time changing their life to having to work in these goddamn factories. So if you invested in gin back then, and maybe trains, then awesome. But the content machine, everyone gets all bamboozled and gets stuck on the idea of creation being the big thing. Creation is, you see that we get, it's about to get filled in. Creation is really just the very first piece. And it's not just you create it, you all go, oh, thank God, you have a champagne, we made a piece of video. Creation is just the beginning of becoming a content machine as a company. So Sephora is a content machine Time Inc. is a content machine. Disney is a content machine. All these companies. And they use our machine. But what the machine needs to do is you go, creation's just one little piece. Then you've got to have all of your clips somewhere. So you've got to manage those assets really well. I think management's spelled wrong. And then distribution's got to be tied to it so that your creation, management, and then distribution's got to be completely tied together. And then bring in all your reporting. So if you don't know how they're going, what the hell are you going to create next? You know, so you make this great video, you put it out in front of the audience, you never look at it. Like so many people just put stuff on YouTube and go, amazing. Why didn't it get 1 million views? And you're like, well, why does it need 1 million views? So then all that comes back to creation and then boom, over and over again. Daily videos, 3 daily videos, 10 a week. So you've got to create and distribute. So then it comes to the idea of iterate. So when you make your first video, you have to not worry that it's going to be really bad. You have to be confident that you're going to make something bad. Not that many people are going to see it, and then the next one's going to be slightly better based on feedback. People are going to a couple of people will tell you, "Hey, well done," and that's kind of it. And you're like, "Oh, God damn it!" And then you need to ask them specifically, "Hey, what did you feel about this? And what did you feel about that?" And they're like, "Well, it was a bit long." And who's that weird guy in the video? And do you have to do a 25-second intro? Like, really? And you're like, oh man. And then your next video doesn't have the 25-second intro. You change the actor. You've got the message up in the first 3 seconds. All those things change. And then by your 10th video, you're like, I'm starting to get into this. This is cool. And you don't have to give it to your agency. You can do this internally. You can hire a couple of people, just get going. Imagine just putting 10% of your entire video budget, for God's sake, into just having internal people. Maybe just a freelancer who comes in and makes 10 things a month to start with. And you're just like, boom, super target an audience. Go and find those people, email them directly the video, might be 25 people, email them. Watch this video, what do you think? They email you back, conversation starts. After a few videos, 100 videos, 200 videos, you start having a few thousand people that watch all your videos, and on and on and on. And so what I would urge you to do, if you're not getting deep into video already, is just create your worst video today, right? Because I think so many people get stopped by the idea that everything they create has to be the best. Like, we're going to create this video, we're going to get the best director, we're going to get the best script writer, And you're like, no, just make your worst video today. And then tomorrow it'll be slightly better and slightly better, slightly better. And then you'll be awesome. So this is your new TV remote. These are the channels. This is where the majority of your customers are hanging out in some way. And so if you want to be with them, then their attention's there, you want to be in front of them, go and figure out what they like talking about, go and talk about it, make videos about it. Don't make videos about yourself too much. And they'll probably want to hang out with you, which means they want to be your buddy, come over for dinner, which means buy off you. And you're away laughing. So that's that video.
I love this question, but I see a lot of screens go on your website. Can you give the quick version of what you do or what the company does?
Yeah. So it's a collaborative video platform. If you think about it, it's like Google Docs of video making. It's kind of the system of record for video, much like you're the system of record for marketing. But all the video that's happening, so whether it's going out for marketing, whether it's internal comms, whether it's product videos, all those things. And it's really the front end of it is this incredibly smooth, easy to use collaborative environment where all the stakeholders can get involved, pinpoint comments on top of the video, conversations, real-time liking, all that stuff. Super fast approvals, and then just publish it out to all the platforms. And then we're currently getting all those stats back in, so you can start to just go, look, these videos, how are they doing? They're doing well, they're doing badly. Tips on what to do next. Cool.
To parlay off that, do you see most of your customers ones who basically they were doing other forms of marketing, but they realized, hey, we're making some video, we need to make a lot more, and your service sort of helped provide a lot of the.
Yeah.
Is that really
Yeah. So Shimano is a customer that Shimano makes bike parts and things.
Yes.
And their review cycle, like this is just one part of the process, their review cycle, because it went between America and Japan, was 3 months for one piece of content to get signed off by all the people and now it's less than a week. So just one of those pieces of efficiency is allowing them to think mass content. Because they know that their videos work, they just can't get the goddamn things made fast enough.
Yeah.
Now they can. Yeah.
Question.
Oh, we just got one up here.
Jason, UBS, can you talk to maybe some of the best practices for starting, if you've already started doing video?
Yeah.
What you'd recommend as to
Totally.
the best practices to do that?
Yeah. So as a recovering filmmaker, the undercover, the underlying thing that you're trying to do is tell someone a story, which is what most filmmakers forget because they think it's supposed to be pretty pictures. You're supposed to tell them a story and you're supposed to give them a feeling. And so those two things can be done with an iPhone or an Android phone, sat in your spare office, talking to camera, and then telling them a story. And it can be very basic. It can be 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long. And then you do the big scary thing where you're sweating and you're like, oh my God, and you hit publish. And it goes out to people. That's what I recommend you do first. And then do 200 of those. And then you'll be good at it. Yeah. Oh.
Are you German? No.
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Haben Sie Ungarn?
Huh? Yeah.
No, my question is around the brands that you're helping support. How are they reaching out to influencers? Because like in the Sephora example, you see that that's a big part of their play.
Mm-hmm.
Are they using video as part of that strategy, or how are they leveraging video in that way to do influencer marketing?
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of influencer, because our platform isn't like an aggregator of different content or different people, it's really how they want to do it. So I don't specifically know how they reach out to influencers, but they do video with influencers. And I mean, the reason why I'm all jazzed about video is because it just has the cut through. If you have an influencer and they do a blog post for you, pretty much, 5-10 times less effective than if that person, you see them, they move, you can hear their voice, you have an emotional connection to them, and they're talking about stuff and they're showing you things. It's just so much more effective. It's just people, much like you have now, is video feels hard. And I think it's just that beginning where you're just like, what do I do first? And I think once people just jump in and just make something and put it out there. I mean, it doesn't always have to be created by anyone in the company. Like, you can have professionals and everything else, but breaking through that thing of that video doesn't need to be difficult. It helps a lot. Yep.
Question about, so like our company, we have our existing content management.
Sorry, what is your company?
We Communications.
Okay.
So we do like a lot of public relations, but we're doing more and more marketing as well. And can this integrate with existing platforms in some way? Like, we have sort of our internal content engine built out. How would we bring Webster into that, make that part of the work that we're doing?
Well, interestingly enough, my chief product, Robin, is right here, and her team is currently working on an API. Okay. So you can just go like that, pretty much, just like that, and it's done. It just works with anything. So it's not going to be that easy, but it's already integrated into a range of things. I can talk with you afterwards, but then, of course, with the API, you can really do whatever you want. Yeah, I've also got Chief of Sales Eric here from the team as well. So if you guys want to talk about what we're up to, video strategy, you can harass any one of us three, and we know some stuff.
Is it all B2B, or do you empower kind of heavy users on the consumer side?
Oh, it's anything. Like, we don't discriminate in terms of getting a customer, in terms of what they're trying to do with their customer. If I understand correctly.
Sort of. I mean, is it private label? Like, could we, as a business, license the software for our heavy users?
Oh, as like a reseller sort of model?
We wouldn't sell it. We would just kind of have them create more content faster.
Oh, okay.
Because they have tools
Yeah,
to.
definitely. Eric will harass you after this. Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, I think
All
that's
good?
it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.